Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
This is a Marvel podcast called Marvel Madness.
Yeah.
Where today we're going to be going over our personal rankings of the Marvel movies with Nathan.
Alright.
Right. So we've also got to explain why we put them in them tiers.
Mm-hmm.
So, first we'll start off with D tier. So,
Okay.
4, 1 and 2. They're just boring movies.
Really boring plot, and characters weren't interesting at all.
Yeah. Just kind of forgetful in general.
Yeah, and Asgard was done so badly, it looked awful.
Yeah.
Better when it got blown up in the third one.
So, Iron Man 3. Look at me, my superpower is to blow myself up.
Yeah, that was stupid. And they ruined Mandarin, like one of the best villains in the comics, and just forgot about it.
Actually, I think the Mandarin might come back.
Hopefully.
As the actual Mandarin, not Trevor Phillips or whatever his name was. Wait, isn't Trevor Phillips in GTA?
Yeah.
There's something
And,
like that.
It's stupid stuff like he invited them to his house, then just forgot about them, and they arrived with an helicopter and blew it up.
Yeah.
Still kind of stupid.
Iron Man blue poly suits, which kind of makes sense if you think fully about it, but like it also doesn't. It's like that's your protection. Why would you blow them up?
And it was stupid anyway, because he was literally backing them in the next movies anyway, so there's pointless.
Yeah.
But
So
it weren't worse than Iron Man 2 anyway.
Avengers 2. Age of Ultron.
You miss out Iron Man 2.
That's in
Very
C.
bad.
So, what do we think of Avengers 2?
Pretty boring characters when it comes to Quicksilver and Wanda, but Wanda's got better now, but in the film, no one really cared about Quicksilver's death.
Mainly the best part about it was Vision.
Yeah.
Vision's really good character.
But it also came out of nowhere when Wanda's and Vision's romance. Even though that's in the comics, it came out of nowhere in the film.
Yeah.
And it
really didn't set that
had to
up.
come in Civil War for some reason.
So, The Incredible Hulk.
Forgettable.
Why is that a bad movie? Let me go over my list. It's just really forgettable. Like,
I literally can't remember a lot of it in Brazil or something.
Yeah, he starts in Brazil trying to... Right, he's in a third world country trying to manage his anger.
Yeah.
And also, for some reason, he has blood that kills Stanley.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And that's how he's found out, even though they'd have no way of tracing that back to him.
Exactly.
It's just really stupid plot points.
And weren't there a post-credit scene with Ross going to become Red Hulk, and then that was just forgotten about for 10 years?
Yeah, it was. Oh wait, no, it was that guy with a big head.
No, that's supposed to be, what's his name in the comics? The green guy with a massive head.
I don't know.
The Mastermind or something?
Might be, yeah.
He's just proper smart, that's it.
So, C tier, Iron Man 2.
Whiplash, his powers. I mean...
He was kind of boring. I did like Hammer's character, though. But also, it did actually give him... it also explains why he has why Thor's lightning charges him in Avengers.
Why does that explain it?
Because in Iron Man 2, when Whiplash attacks him with electricity, it for some reason damages him more.
Is that not just plot armor? They can explain it because Thor couldn't do anything, so Whiplash can't. Just plot armor. But Rhodey's probably the best part of the movie.
Oh yeah, Rhodey.
He comes into it as War Machine.
Don Cheadle's a really good actor.
Yeah.
He casted a lot of really good people in all of the Marvel movies.
Yeah, that's also a bad thing. Every part of Hollywood wants to be in a Marvel movie now.
Yeah.
What else can we say about the second one? You know, Elon Musk makes a cameo in it.
Oh yeah, he does.
In the F1 thing.
Yeah.
It's weird that.
Captain Marvel.
Feminism in it.
That's just.
I'm not allowed to say that.
You say that. Because I mean, it's true. Oh. half the lights just went off. Yeah, that's really all we have to say about it.
I mean, if it's the same thing with Ray, really. It's just if a character doesn't have any weaknesses, it's not a character.
Yeah,
It
a
don't
character,
have
a
it don't have an
character
arc.
needs to have flaws. Otherwise, it's not a character. It's just someone who's really powerful.
She also begins to like you could say like she's got that trainer, hasn't she? You know the one played by Jude Law, with the orange eyes. He's like it should be like he's better than her, but he starts the movie with them training and her kicking his ass.
Yeah.
What does that? It doesn't give us anything.
Yeah, it really doesn't tell us anything about. Like, it tells us that she's strong, and that's it.
We didn't say enough of the Creole world either.
Yeah. Also, the Nick Fury getting his eye scratched out by a cat.
It's pretty weird.
That was really stupid.
Yeah. Next.
Guardians 2. I have
Amazing
personally.
soundtrack.
Oh yeah, both the Guardian movies are amazing soundtracks.
Yeah. It's just they go a bit overboard with the comedy in that one.
Yeah.
With Drax and that.
I'll admit
Drax
that.
is supposed to be so stupid in the second one.
Yeah, even though it was my first Marvel movie, and I'm a bit biased towards it, yeah, they did go a bit overboard with some of the stuff. Also, like, this isn't a thing that they went overboard on. One thing that's really good, the colours on Ego's world.
What do you mean?
Like, with how colourful it is. Like, it's dead. Like, all the colours pop at you. Unintentional pun because of the bubbles.
Yeah. Right, yeah, I remember what you said.
Yeah.
And that happened. And then you've got all the stuff with the schools and that. It's an alright plot point that. With
Also,
all
it
his
shows
children.
us First Eternal.
No, he's not. He's Celestial, isn't he?
Yeah, it's
Not
Celestial.
Eternal.
Whatever.
But we're probably gonna see more of the Celestials in the next Eternal movie.
I'm looking forward to that. Because the more, like, if we see more Celestials, we'll get an explanation as to why Ego was how it was.
And like we said, it could lead to how the X-Men come into the MCU.
Yeah. Also, we did have a discussion about this a couple of days ago. And we're not going to explain more into it because it'll probably take an hour.
Yeah.
So, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Pretty forgettable villain. She wasn't really a villain in the end, was she?
Yeah, she was just a misunderstood good guy.
And where does she even end up, that one? The ghost?
I have no clue.
It's the whole thing with Endgame, it's made it all very confusing.
I mean, I did like the explanation as to why Ant-Man wasn't boofed. Because he was in the quantum realm.
It's just like a really expensive way to fill in a plot hole.
Yeah, it's just an expensive placeholder movie.
Yeah.
Between Infinity War and Endgame.
They weren't awful though. You had his name who plays Morpheus. He was in it.
Yeah. He's a good actor.
Yeah, and that brought a comic character back.
So, yeah, overall, okay movie, kind of forgettable.
Yeah, it's funny with all the little racing cars as well. It's still, yeah, that's amazing. I wish they had Edgar Wright still as the director.
So, Homecoming.
Pretty
Solid good movie. First true. I feel like it has the best version of Spider-Man.
Yeah, there's that debate if he's the best Spider-Man, if Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's debatable, but it's completely opinion. And in my opinion, he is the best because I feel as if he does capture a lot of the, childishness of Peter Parker. And also he looks the most, young Peter Parker.
Yeah.
So Maguire looks like he was in his 30s.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield looks way too...
Vulture was a really good villain.
Oh yeah, Vulture was really good.
Like, the power level was perfect for him being
also,
a friendly
set up
neighborhood.
for the Sinister Six thing that's supposed to happen.
Yeah, is that even planned yet though? I haven't seen any movies planned for it.
I've seen announcements about that Kevin Feige said that he's planning to introduce Sinister Six at some point.
Yes.
So, yeah, overall, one of the better Marvel movies. Mainly just because I like Spider-Man.
And Robert Downey Jr. makes a cameo, so...
Yeah. Ant-Man.
Soundtrack again was pretty good.
Comedy. It's a very funny movie.
The antagonists still weren't great. Yellow Jacket.
It's like that, yeah, but that's just a thing in movies, in movies and comics where the villain has the exact same powers as the
All the
superhero.
starting Marvel movies, you had Captain America, Red Skull have the same powers.
Yeah.
Iron Man versus Warmonger, same powers. Abomination versus Hulk,
Same
all the
powers.
same. Yeah.
But I do like how they eventually stopped doing that. That was very, like,
But we
'cause-
think they're going to stop doing it.
well, I don't think they've done it that much in any of the recent movies.
Yeah.
So, A tier, Endgame.
Pretty amazing. The end scene where everyone comes into it kind of ties it all together. That was pretty great. It's
The
just
one
very
scene of
confusing.
all the female ones, like, why would they all be in the same place on the battlefield?
They could have made it like
could have
three
made
of them. And
yeah.
They could have set it up so it was that they all should be there. It was just too forced.
Yeah, 3 of them, and then like they go across the battlefield with Spider-Man,
Exactly.
like escorting the Infinity Gauntlet.
Mhm.
But overall, pretty good movie. Very satisfying end to the whole Infinity Saga.
Fat fall.
That far, it was funny and it does make sense.
But the Fortnite thing.
Oh yeah, that was just cringy, but I mean, it did spawn.
Talk though. Yeah, pretty funny.
It did spawn a lot of memes though.
Yeah.
So, Black Panther.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, really
Maybe
good movie.
A bit overhyped, but it was really good.
It was a bit
And
overhyped.
it's like with Thanos, you can kind of identify with the villain. Like he's got it right in a way.
We're talking about Black Panther, not Infinity War.
I know. I'm saying Killmonger.
Oh,
Thanos.
Killmonger.
You can identify with them both.
Yeah, because it does make sense. Because Killmonger was, he was abandoned by Wakanda.
Yeah.
But I did tell you about the CGI part in the final
Pretty
fight.
lazy. It just looked like an animated movie.
Yeah, they didn't. It didn't seem like there was like much weight to any of the punches or anything.
Mhm.
That's just one of my criticisms, though.
Mhm.
But overall, really good movie, really good hero, really good villain.
Mhm.
And now Civil War, which was probably the most hyped movie.
I mean, Endgame.
Most hyped other than Infinity War and Endgame,
Yeah.
because those are a given.
Really good how it brought back Winter Soldier. And the villain in Zemo, he's not got any powers. That was new.
Yeah, that was
Really good.
I mean,
Just
Warmonger
civilian.
didn't have any powers, but he has a suit, so
Mhm.
Iron Man's suit is technically a power.
Basically.
There's also first introduction of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Who's
obviously.
amazing. They did do really good with the casting, though.
Mm.
It's really funny that 2 of the 3 Spider-Man actors have been British,
Yeah.
and Andrew Garfield was part British as well. So I think he grew up in England.
Mm.
Well, that's keeping with the trends, I guess. More about So they also did a very good job with the CGI in Civil War.
Yeah, Spider-Man was done well.
Yeah, apparently Tom Holland wasn't actually there with any of the actors.
Yeah, you can kind of see that just his voice.
Mm.
Apart from when he's in his bedroom, which is kind of weird. How was he tracked down like Spider-Man though? How did Iron Man track him down? Has he just gone to every kid's bedroom?
He's Iron Man.
How would you know from the suit though where he lives?
I mean, he can probably knows where all sightings of Spider-Man have been, and then figured out a general area, and then just did stakeouts with his suits and just tried to look for him.
Still.
Also, he's not very good at hiding it. I mean, in Homecoming, he did jump over the fence at his school.
Yeah, when all the windows are wide open and that.
Yeah, that was really dumb.
Next.
Alright, Avengers 1.
The start of it all. So.
Start of it all.
And
Introduce them all
that's
together.
where DC got it wrong. You had to
Yeah,
do
he
all
didn't
original
they didn't set
movies.
it up enough. And another thing with Avengers 1 that doesn't make sense. Why are they all equally powered? They're all equally matched in the fights against each other.
Mm.
Captain America held his own against Thor. Iron Man held his own against Thor.
Yeah, because they've all got different things. Though. I don't think it doesn't seem that forced.
I mean, it does seem a little bit weird though, doesn't it?
The vibranium shield, though. I mean,
True.
no one's expecting that.
I like how it goes boing. Well, it was hit me up with me on there. Right, S tier. This is technically the top of this on one pick, Avengers Infinity War. What is there that hasn't already been said? Really good movie.
That hasn't already been said. It brings the Guardians kind of music to it a bit.
Yeah, the soundtrack of Endgame is
When it showed-
not Endgame, Infinity War was really good.
When the Guardians go into it, that's a great song.
Yeah. Also, I like how the continuation from Thor Ragnarok, with Thor being like in space, like just on his ship, and then Thanos appears and ruins his whole life. And the ending was unexpected, really. I didn't actually expect for them to do the snap. Because when I was like watching it and I heard about it's going to be Infinity War and he's going to have the fully powered Infinity Gauntlet, I didn't expect them to actually go through with the
I
snap.
saw it late, so I heard everyone saying, yeah, Spider-Man died, right? And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not happening. There's already a film coming out, isn't there, far from home? And then he actually dies.
That just proved how good Tom Holland is at acting, though.
When he's dying in Stark Times, that's brilliant.
Like, that could actually make a person cry. If they, care a lot.
It was one of the only sad parts, the only sad deaths.
The comedy was a bit weird, like, they were constantly, like, joking. Like, especially with, one joke was really funny with Iron Man calling Ebony Maw Squidward.
Yeah.
It's true, he does look like Squidward. Like,
That's
a
the
lot
thing,
like Squidward.
all the villains, like, Thanos' children, well, not his actual children, obviously, but they all had.
Also,
they were all
Thanos,
really good.
a very sympathetic villain. Like, you know where he's coming from because his planet was destroyed by overpopulation and overusing all the resources.
You've got to think, yeah, he is kind of right. But really bad way to do it.
Yeah, it was, kind of a horrible way to execute a plan. Why
They
not?
did the Infinity
Why
Stones
not,
really
instead
well.
of just using the Infinity Gauntlet, just double the amount of resources on a planet?
Yeah.
Or like just
What,
replenish
dream
all planets'
Reality
resources.
Stone.
Yeah. Or like just when he did the snap, instead of eliminating half the people, double the amount of resources. That was an extremely stupid thing that they did. So, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, better than the second one soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, and also the comedy's really good.
My favourite intro as well, with Peter Quill dancing through it.
And it is a really good way to show you his character immediately. Yeah, it shows his character, it introduces the rest of the Guardians as, some of the most loved characters in all of, in all of Marvel.
And no one was actually expecting the Guardians. No one had ever heard of them, and it was such a success.
It's a huge success. I think people weren't even hyped for the movie. There's Thor Ragnarok.
Again, you've got Led Zeppelin as a soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Very
The
good
comedy was really good, and it brought Thor into an actual likable character and a relatable character.
You've got characters like Korg or.
Korg's amazing.
Yeah. Hela was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it was a bit weird though look, all these murals of Hela have been hidden all this time.
Yeah.
Even if Thor's like, hundreds of years old, he would have somehow found out by, like, having a temper tantrum or throwing a rock at the roof.
I'm sure Thor's like almost 3,000 years old.
Yeah.
Which makes it a bit weird that the past 10 years have made that much difference to him.
Yeah. I mean, 10 years can make a lot of difference in life. Even
Not when
for
you're
an actual
3,000
person.
years old.
Yeah. Even if it's like 1 year for one of us, it could make a big difference in our lives. So, things can change really fast. Also, the destruction of Asgard it was really impressive CGI. Even with Hulk, you can, in this movie, you could really see how much he looks like Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah. But that's just better CGI.
Yeah. So, overall, pretty good movie. One of my favourites.
Talking about the future of Marvel, we talked about how the X-Men could come into it, and we said we know that Scarlet Witch is going to create multiple dimensions or multiple universes, so that could be how they come into it. What was the other way? The Deviants.
Yeah, the Deviants. We were talking about how they were technically mutants.
Yeah, and Thanos is one.
Yeah, which we only found out when we were just randomly searching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hope they do get introduced because I really do like. Also,
What
remember what Hugh Jackman said? He said that if Wolverine came to like Marvel, he would probably reprise. He would try to reprise his role.
He's a bit old though.
Yeah, he is getting a bit old now.
Mm.
I mean, we still have hope for Deadpool 3, like an actual Disney Deadpool 3.
What are they going to be doing it?
Yeah, obviously, the movie made a lot of money, and that's what Disney cares about.
Well, obviously Disney are going to do the X-Men, but we don't even know if it's going to be this decade. Like
it might not even be in the same canon.
I hope they don't do separate universes.
Yeah, like they've got to continue the canon from the X-Men universe.
Not really, not the stuff that's already happened, because the last movies have been awful.
True, but they could still continue it. But since it'd be Disney working on it, they'd probably find a way to improve it. I mean, even Disney's worst movies aren't unbearable. I mean, the worst Marvel movies aren't unbearable. Like, you can still watch them.
Unlike the Star Wars movies.
Give me PTSD.
PTSD from The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Leia Poppins flying through space.
Oh. Your favourite movie, The Winter Soldier?
One of, yeah. That's the first one I saw. I think that's when Captain America was at his peak for his character.
Oh yeah, and also I really loved his suit in the movie. His suit was definitely the best it's ever been there.
The whole thing was S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Amazing. And they did that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where they played alongside.
Yeah. That movie was just such a good movie. And introduced Buggy Barnes, who a lot of people simp for.
He just wanted some plums.
So, I feel like they have actually, unlike some characters, they have actually improved his character over time. Like, some they just kept the character the same. I'm
still happy Falcon, who came into it, I'm happy he's going to be the next Captain America. Or we think he is, anyway.
Because I don't think Bucky was a good character, but I don't think he's like Captain America level of, I don't think he should be Captain America. Because they've both been Captain America in the comics, but Falcon has been Captain America in the Ultimate Universe.
Well, you've already got the Wakandans calling Bucky
the White Wolf.
The White Wolf. That's his character in the comics.
And it also makes sense for Falcon to become, because in the Ultimate Universe, Falcon is Captain America.
In the old Civil War comic, I've got that, and he's Captain America. Yeah. And when Steve's just forgot it.
Also, they did do a teaser for Miles Morales in Homecoming.
Oh, his uncle.
His uncle, who's
Donald Glover.
Yeah, in the comics, his uncle is. Let's just admit he's
a criminal. Yeah.
He's not a good person. I mean, he's still a criminal in Into the Spider-Verse and in Homecoming, but not to as much of a level. Because once he finds out about Miles' identity in the comics, he's exploiting him. And once he finds out in Into the Spider-Verse, he actually tries to help him. He makes it so that he isn't going after him, and he's trying to stop Kingpin, even if he does die 10 seconds.
I think it'll be a while till Miles Morales actually comes into it, though.
Yeah. I mean, Spider-Man's only young, and Miles Morales usually appears about 8 years out into his thing.
That's in the game, isn't it? 8 years.
Yeah.
So.
Also, what do you think about the stuff about Miles Morales' game?
I can't play anymore, can I? PC.
Oh yeah.
But
I've seen the start of it, and Spider-Man does not die in it.
I know. He's just going on holiday.
Yeah,
he's just kind of lazy.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of lazy. Also, did you see the remaster of Spider-Man PS4?
No. I've seen the load times.
No, not the load times. The person, the Peter Parker. Instead of looking how he does in Spider-Man PS4, which is an actual realistic looking, he looks like a toddler.
Really?
His face looks like. It looks like Matthew Charlesworth but for less fat.
You can't put that on a podcast.
I can. My podcast will do what I want. But he has a baby face. Last movie, Iron Man 1.
Great story.
Great story.
They didn't rely on the comedy as much as they do now.
Yeah. It had comedy, because comedy is an essential part of
the Guardians comedy.
Guardians comedy is really good.
Yeah, but it's getting a bit old now.
Yeah.
It's the same thing they do in every movie.
But Iron Man 1, it also saved Robert Downey Jr.'s career. Because he was on a downward spiral of drugs, stuff like that. Apparently, he had a really bad Burger King burger, and he like stopped taking drugs. Because I think he was like absolutely off his tits, and he had a really bad Burger King burger, and he just ended up saying, "Nah, bro," and just chucked all his drugs into a drain. He just chucked all his drugs into a drain.
Fair enough, didn't know that. What else can we say about Future Marvel?
Future Marvel, what about the series? Like, you don't know a lot about Moon Knight, but I know that he's a really funny character. He's like Batman if Batman did have like some superpowers and was also like Deadpool. If Batman was like Deadpool, essentially.
Like Deadpool, how? What are his powers?
Well, his powers are just kind of weird, but with like the Deadpool part, his comedy. Like, he's a very comedic character.
I hope we get an 18 rated MCU movie.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Have you seen that? There's a video by a YouTube channel called Corridor, and they edited some of the Marvel movies so that they look like they would be in an R-rated movie. Like when Captain America throws a shield at someone in the chest, it chops him.
It's more realistic.
Also, they edited some Star Wars scenes, like, you know, at the start of in Phantom Menace when Jar Jar Binks leans down and puts his face into the electricity thing in the pod racer.
And his tongue.
Yeah.
You're gonna say something really weird now.
No. They edit it so that it makes him explode, and his head
Any chance for him to die?
His head lands on the side of the pod racer. Like the top half of his face lands on the pod racer. I also edited it so that...
We've gone off track now.
Yeah, we've gone off track. So, other things about the future of Marvel. WandaVision.
Could create the X-Men. It looks kind of interesting.
I think that it's all going to be, like, most of the series will be in her head. Because she won't be able to deal with it.
Looks like it's just going to be not being able to keep the world realistic how she wants it.
I mean, she already had that big mistake in Civil War. And that cost a lot of people her life, so she was probably already very unstable from that. But being with Vision helped her. And then she was brought back into a battle, and we've not seen much after it, so she could have a complete mental breakdown, like in House of M.
Yeah, and that could create the mutants.
But except it'll be opposite of House of M, because she says no more mutants.
No, maybe she'll create them for some reason.
Maybe she'll just have a mental breakdown.
Oh yeah, we know that she's gonna lose it.
Yeah.
It's mad how she's basically more powerful than an Infinity Stone on its own.
Also, we don't know much about Loki, the series, even though he's one of people's favourite characters.
Because Endgame's so confusing.
True. No, I mean the series Loki.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's not been mentioned to anyone.
Where's that even supposed to be set? He has the Tesseract now, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think it's him with the Tesseract, jumping through space. And maybe he gets a time stone at some point.
Imagine if he goes to, what's the place in Thor Ragnarok? Where the arena is, and that maybe ends up there.
Yeah,
that'd be great. Jeff Goldblum again.
Yeah, his character was really funny.
Okay, I think we should bring this to an end now.
Yeah, thanks for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed it, I don't know what thing this is going up on, so just do whatever good thing is on that thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we might do another podcast again at some point.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, and I will probably not see you next time.
Bye.